Hello everyone!
Hey, how'd it go?
Have you ever wanted a decent Herbie toy, but you don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money? Well, I'll teach you how to transform your standard Volkswagen Beetle toy from this to this. Chef's Kiss. Before we begin, it's essential to note that I will be working with sharp tools and hazardous chemicals, so adult supervision may be necessary. With that all out of the way, let's get building. First things first, you want to pick a specific Herbie you want to build. For this video, I will be making a love bug style Herbie. However, this is your model, build it the way you want. Another key factor is the titular car you'll want to use. For me, I am using Motormax's 1/24th scale 1966 Volkswagen Beetle mainly for the overrider bumpers. However, this build can be scaled for any size. You do you. Now, we're going to disassemble the car. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, I unscrewed the body from the chassis and removed everything, the bumpers, interior, and the dashboard all together. Once you've removed everything, we'll start with the body. Taking the Phillips head screwdriver, I will remove the doors and deck lid. Next, I'm going to remove the headlights with my X-Acto knife. This is where adult supervision comes into play. Please be careful when handling sharp objects like this. I can't stress it enough. You want to scratch the surface of the glue to help loosen the headlights. Afterward, the light and the chrome shell should come out. Repeat the same process for the license plate on the deck lid and the door panels. Then, the life of me could not get the window section out. It was starting to test my patience. At last, I scraped away at the glue holding in place and got it out. After that, you'll want to give the parts a light sanding. For this, I'm using P80 grit sandpaper and just lightly sanding everything. However, it didn't work out. More on that later. And now, it's time for the first coat. I found two good methods when painting models. You can either hang them up via chains or have the pieces sit in a cardboard box. I will demonstrate both methods, and you can choose which one you prefer. I will start with the chain method first. When doing this, be sure to have something to catch the paint on the floor, like newspaper or paper towels. I'm using premium paint and primer white as my choice for Herbie's base color. Before using spray paint, give the can a good shake and be sure to cover a majority of the pieces. When painting models, you will want to do at least 2 to 3 coats of paint. Now I'll let these pieces dry for about 25 minutes and give a second coat. Be sure to wear masks, kids. You do not want to smell these fumes. While the exterior pieces are drying, let's focus on the interior. Using the X-Acto knife, I'm going to remove the shifter and the engine. Scrape away at the glue on the bottom in between the seats, and it should come out. Repeat the same process for the engine too. Now, we're going to do something that will require lots of patience. We're going to touch up the steering wheel. In the movies, Herbie's steering wheel was light gray, almost white. For this, I'm going to use black and white paint. Since the steering wheel is already silver, I will let it be. Using a toothpick, I dipped it in some white paint and painted the outside and inner sections of the steering wheel. Then, using the other side of the toothpick, I dipped it in black paint and painted the horn button. I also painted a little white dot in the center, resembling the symbol on the button. Then, I mixed the black and white paint to get a light gray and painted the column of the steering wheel. Like I said, it's a tedious process, but it's worth it in the end. Now, I'm going to test out the box method. Place each part in the box and spray the parts from a distance. For the body, carefully move and spray. Let them dry for another 25 minutes, and then apply the third coat. Now, let's do something a bit simpler, the wheels. First things first, remove the tires. Then, using the toothpick method from earlier, paint the wheel with white paint, and try not to get any on the hubcap. Repeat the process for the other wheels, and I will spare you from watching me paint the others.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
After letting each wheel dry, it's time to place the tires back on. Now before you comment, Herbie has black wall tires, not white. I have a simple solution for that. Drumroll please. Just place them on backwards.
Why?
Yes, it's a cheap route to go, and you can see the white wall on the inner side, but it's fast and simple. You can take the other route and paint the white wall black. Either way works. Now, this is where I ran into problems. I don't know if the paint didn't work well with the old paint or what, but it started to bubble on me. So I had to peel off the paint until I got to bare metal and had to repaint everything. But you know, it's okay. We make mistakes and learn from them. That's how life goes, like in the Love Bug, when Jim found out he made the mistake of not giving Herbie any credit for the races. They work out in the end. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. After applying another 3 coats, it looked a lot better than it did. Now, this part is optional. If you want your car to have the gloss effect like professional models, stick around. Otherwise, skip ahead about 20 seconds. I'm using Minwax's Fast Drying Polyurethane Clear Gloss. Sorry, something got in my throat. Anyways, spray the parts from a distance and let them dry for another 25 minutes. Now, we're going to prepare to paint the interior. Use some duct tape and cover up the engine area. Now, gather the main pieces, the interior, the seats, the door panels, and the dashboard. Before painting, remove the speedometer sticker. We'll reuse it later. Place the pieces in the box and choose your choice of paint. I'm using Rust-Oleum Satin Gray. Spray the parts from afar and be sure to get the tight spots, like the sides, the underside of the seats. Do up to 1 to 2 coats for this process. While we let that dry, let's tackle another difficult piece, the shifter. Use the same process as the steering wheel with a toothpick method and some black and white paint. Paint the shifter white and the rest of the shifter black. Use a pair of pliers to hold the shifter in place if difficult. After that, we're going to touch up the body. What I mean by that is painting all the tiny details, like the side trim, the horn grills, the windshield wipers, etc. Now, something appears to be missing from this model. We all know what it is. The Ragtop. To make it, start with a piece of thin cardboard. Depending on which car you're working with, cut it into the general size of the roof. Once done, spray paint the same grade that was used earlier. At this point, I'm running out of cool ways to say spray the parts, but at least this is the last time we'll be painting. Once dried, apply super glue to the bottom and place it on the roof. To help it stick and get its bend, stick 2 rubber bands at the front and back. Moving on, let's touch up the interior with a few details. You know the saying by now, use the toothpick method and paint it black, white, and silver. Paint the trim, speedometer, gas gauge, and knobs white, and the radio and center of the gas gauge black. For the door panels, use white for the knobs and silver for the handles, and use black paint for the emergency brake. Then, grab the speedometer sticker from earlier, apply a droplet of glue, and stick it back in place. The next step is going to stand out. We're going to add seat belts. For this, grab black duct tape, cut it out to size, and apply it to the seats. Use an X-Acto knife to stick it in place. Look real sharp, don't they? Okay, let's start putting Herbie back together. Now, it's time to add the key details that sell any Herbie model, the decals. Measure the doors, the deck lid, and the hood to make the gumballs. Also, make sure to measure the license plate holder as well. For every model, I place the gumballs on a Google Docs sheet and scale them to size. It's not the right way to go, but it works well. As for the stripes, I take a piece of paper and measure it out to size to get an idea of how wide the stripes have to be. Then I take red and blue markers and draw out the stripes and cut them out. I then line them up on the body to get an idea of how long each piece has to be. I cut it out and glue it in place. Repeat this process for the rest of the stripes. It would be simpler to print out the stripes along with the gumballs, but I find it much more fun to draw them by hand. After that's all done, let's add Herbie's signature license plate. Using the X-Acto tool, trim away at the original license plate like it got erased by the Infinity Gauntlet. Sorry for making these corny jokes and references, I'm just trying to make my content more enjoyable. So if you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. It's time for the last piece of the puzzle, the gumballs. This part is self-explanatory, just cut out the gumballs and glue them in the right spots. And now, we've finally come to the home stretch. It's time to finally finish off Herbie. And voila! A work of art, isn't it? Well, not really. But hey, it's better than some of the bootleg Herbies, right? And the most important part, you built it yourself. Be proud of what you accomplished. I hope you all can take something away from this video. Maybe you learned a few new tips and tricks for building models. What I learned from model building is that there will always be trial and error. We make mistakes and we learn from them. That's how we function as human beings. If there's something I can improve on or any tricks you know that can help me for future builds, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Like I said before, if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel for more great content like this. Okay, I'm done promoting my channel. I will see you all in the next one. Bye!